These dummies, not you.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Iran is so far ahead. They're so far ahead of the United States. Oh, they want to be paid in cryptocurrency. Oh, they're thinking ahead. They're thinking ahead. Here we have the greatest nation on earth, the greatest military the world has ever seen to date, and the greatest economy and all this. And all these other jackasses, they're all smarter. They're smart. They know what's going on. They know how to trick the United States. Are these people out of their minds?
Listen, I have been with this, saying this all along with all of this. We used to have the saying, like, America, love it or leave it. Like, there's people from Iran,
yeah,
that are living in the United States, like officers and everything.
Dude, the Ayatollah's daughter was living high off the hog, staying in 5-star hotels and everything else, and then getting down there and saying, "Oh, down with Israel," and all of this stuff. Yeah, well, what in the world? Not anymore. Not anymore. Secretary Rubio revoked her passport, and now she's with ICE.
Guys,
so it goes.
We're testing this new voting thing. If you're on the chat, could you just press 1 or 2, whatever you think, and see what happens?
Yeah, because Gene doesn't care about the Ayatollah's daughter until I show him a picture of her, and he's like, "Oh boy, she's really beautiful. I've never seen a woman like that in my life." Women all around, and he's going to fawn over the Ayatollah's daughter. You know what I go through, people. All right, who do we have here? We got Phil.
Oh my goodness.
Daniel.
It worked.
Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, we got somebody voted. Who voted? Lori Ann, Kay Miller.
Someone vote 2. Can someone vote 2? Well, I don't want to mess your vote.
All right, we got a full house for these rants.
All right, today's Thursday, and since we've been starting this, we've never been so giddy for the weekend. To do the dispatch, guys, it takes a lot of work for all of us here at George Magazine. So please share that.
About it. There's 6 or 7 updates, Gene. You know this. The 6 or 7 updates, and they're all written that morning. Yeah. Right? So it's not like, and we're not writing them for our health. We're putting the information out there. It's free.
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
I'm playing with the thing. So you can vote. What? This is new.
What are you doing? You're playing games while I'm talking to you?
You know what game I like is that game with the stop and pause.
Why don't I just take you off of this thing and I'll just do the show?
Wait,
you want that?
You put 1 or 2 and then it automatically changes it on the screen. You don't think that's good? I just put.
Why are you voting?
Because I wanted, it was at 100%. I just want to see if I voted, if anything would change.
Oh my goodness gracious! Let the folks vote. Let the folks vote. Right. Julie Miller, cast the vote, will you please?
All right. Let's see. What do we want to rant about before we get going with the show? Do we want to rant or just?
I don't know. Everything in the show has so much. Well, what I was talking about initially was because there are these clowns, and we'll show you the video. And they're talking about how smart Iran is because they want to be paid in cryptocurrency. Well, the deal, they're not going to get paid in like Solana or Bitcoin. If anything, the only cryptocurrency that's going to be used is USDC, which is the US dollar coin, because it has to be backed by US dollars. So if they want cryptocurrency,
and it moves lockstep, correct? Because right. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because I think it's interesting. So when it first came to crypto, no one knows really what's going on, and we put out that crypto ebook, and it makes it very simple.
Yeah.
All these things with it. Like, what does it mean? Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
All right. You want to get us going? Let's talk about this because
Yeah.
this when we talked about the show, what we're discussing, this really gets on my nerves in a good way with this. But here we go. All right. This has been a pet peeve of mine for a long time, and this is good with this. Melania Trump hails first conviction under the new law banning AI-generated child sex abuse images. Now, the reason why I get so upset about this is, of course, the actual thing about it. But where is all the so-called nihilistic MAGA far-right influencers posting this all over the place? Hey, here's the person that we're behind, and she's doing something for real on it.
Yeah, well, they don't like Melania Trump anymore. And they're never going to say it. They're never going to say they don't like Melania, but they don't like Melania anymore because she's bringing out that Putin and the Russians are stealing and enslaving Ukrainian children.
Okay. No, listen.
So they don't like her. They're steering clear of her because she's antithetical to their whole narrative.
Yes. Okay. I bet. Okay, I'm gonna pull a audible here because I think this is the video. If it's not the video, I'll shut it out. Okay, here we go.
The government is still searching for some 20,000 abducted by Russia, an effort boosted by a fresh $25 million in funding from the Trump administration this week.
How much has First Lady Melania Trump's partnership helped in this effort? How often do you talk to her?
We talk, and I'm very grateful to her for getting involved in this. She deeply understands how important this subject is.
The effort involves enlisting third country partners to extract information from Russia about the kids' whereabouts, then pressuring their return.
It is very difficult to verify lists of names of children that we are looking for because Russia is doing everything to make information is difficult to find.
This month, a UN investigation ruled Russia's mass deportation of Ukrainian children a crime against humanity. Moscow reportedly running a network of more than 200 camps where Ukrainian kids are stripped of their identities, given Russian names, and forcibly adopted into Russian families.
Okay, that is what Melania Trump is doing. If you have a problem with it, take it up with Melania. But what we get when we talk about talk about this, we get hate. We get hate mail. They say, "Whoa, you're mistaken. Putin is actually saving them.
Yes, they are saving them for sex slavery. You don't understand. He's rescuing them out of the arms of their corrupt parents to put them in the child sex slave, which is far better."
That is what we're getting when we talk about it. Like I said, guys, is take it up with Melania Trump. But meanwhile, you have everyone talking about everything. And we're not defending Epstein at all. In fact, the person most talking to him, we're like, we want nothing to do with that guy.
Right.
At all.
Right.
At all. And so all of this is going on with this. And could you guys not say, whoa, look at this. She's championing this. But where did you hear it? On the Dispatch? And here.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Unless you're never going to hear it on social media because they don't like her for this. She's against their talking points.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, we guys, our job here is to figure out what's going on in the political world, right? So we do wake up in the morning and we do go on X, even though I'm not personally posting on it. You're not personally posting on it.
Nope.
We go in there to get to understand where people's thoughts are. Did you hear about this on X? No. Where do you hear? Oh, really quick, Dave. I want to show this video here because this is the press conference from what Melania did, and what is our press secretary say? Get this out there, share it. Anyway, Here we go.
Yep.
conviction under the Take It Down Act, landmark legislation that First Lady Melania Trump played an instrumental role in getting passed that protects victims from non-consensual AI-generated sexually explicit images, cyber stalking, and threats of violence. This is a huge achievement for the First Lady, and I know the President is very proud of his wife's efforts in getting this critical legislation passed to protect America's youth. So we thank the First Lady for her efforts, and we hope that others will report on this historic conviction.
Yes. How about this? Just report them.
Wait a minute. You know which AI model currently? Well, I don't know if they stopped it, but with the AI model that was AI LLM model that was being used primarily for this.
Oh, no clue.
Was Grok.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. So who and where are all of these pictures being displayed and everything? On X.
Again, no, listen. We are bringing the vast majority of Americans that, especially that support Donald Trump. We're not talking on X. Love Melania Trump. She is actively doing what all these right-wing, far right-wing so-called MAGA podcasters, they're all like, oh, we're saving the children, saving the children.
Right. And she's not asking you to buy a pillow or send her $35 so she can keep fighting for you.
She is actually doing something. We talked about this before, Operation 17-2, which nabbed someone that I knew. But this is people really doing things, actually going out there. At the very least, is this all over? Is this all over X right now? No, you're hearing it from the Dispatch and us.
Right. Do you ever hear anything on X or from any of these MAGA influencers about the 17-2 operation?
Right.
Where they're really trapping child predators.
And working.
Nothing.
They are citizens working with law enforcement.
Correct.
Has there been anyone that says, oh, well, we'll give attention to Operation 17-2, even though we're mainly MAGA, that they nabbed someone very close to a lot of us here that knew it? Have people donated money to an operation that's actually posting? Anyway, you're going to get me going on this.
Well, because you have people that hears about these things and are prodded by these people, and their heart breaks and their heart aches for this, and they're given money they don't have, food money and rent money and so on, because they think these jackals are actually out there doing something, and they're doing nothing.
Well, it goes. Besides that, it goes beyond that, because everyone is like, well, not everyone, I shouldn't say that, but these are people like, whoa, what's going on with the Epstein files, right? Yeah. Again, we are against Epstein. Like we are not supporting him. The person talking to him the most out of all of them, we don't want anything to do with. But where is this? Oh, until something gets done. Melania is doing work. Melania is actually saving the children. Where's everyone else in this?
Right.
All right.
Right. And then they're ticked off at Kash Patel because the FBI arrested the leaker that leaked the fact that there was a second pilot, or they got her. And the usual cast of characters on X that Alexa Wilkins pointed out,
yes,
are all upset at the FBI because they arrested the leaker. Oh, why don't you arrest all of these people?
Right,
Give me a break.
Yeah. No, boy, this gets me going here. Again, all the other, we said, some of you guys that see this all the time know I say the same thing all of the time. All these so-called evil enterprises, right? Hollywood, they saw names on that Epstein list and they blackballed them. The evil NFL, they saw a name and it's like, we don't care if you own the Giants, the New York Giants.
You're out.
You're out. Okay, the evil Harvard, one of their professors, I believe, ended up on the list. They're like, you need to find another place. Resign. The evil banking, right? Which by the way, how many times have you heard this? oh, the banking system is about to collapse, right? You hear that all the time.
Right.
Has it collapsed yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Now
Right.
listen, now get the trick here. Every gold and silver guy is going to tell you that the dollar is worthless. The dollar's losing all its value. The banks are about to collapse. So what we want you to do is take all of your US dollars out of the bank, send them to us, and we'll send you this gold or we'll send you silver, and you'll be much better off now that we have your dollars.
By the way, when they on some of these, I'm not saying all of them, you do whatever you want. Some of them they say, take out your money, we'll give you a piece of paper saying that
Oh
your
yeah.
is represented by
Yeah,
this.
the certificates. The
Paper is
certificates.
bad. Paper
Yeah.
money is bad, but
Yeah.
it represents the gold you have.
Yeah. How many of those firms? How many of those firms had to change hands, change names, go out of whatever it is because they were buying the gold certificates?
Think about it. To empty out your bank account, have the Brinks truck carry the gold to your house. I'm not saying that don't get it. Carry the gold. Have $100,000 in gold coins. Bury it or whatever. But generally speaking, that's not what happens for some of these people. But they're saying, don't trust this, but trust this.
Right.
All right. Man,
and now we saw in a time of, even though it was a microcosm, in a time of possible catastrophe,
right.
for example, with this Iranian operation and the strait being closed and the bombings and all of that, what actually happened? People sold off some silver, they sold off gold and ran to the dollar. That's what happened because the US dollar in a time like this becomes the safe haven.
Right. Okay. This is Dave. Let's do this. The segue to the Bitcoin thing because this is. Yeah. Let's skip the fluff here. Okay. Hold on. Okay. In the dispatch, and this is why, guys, read the dispatch, but read these updates. All right, because what we're doing here is showing you the connection between what's happening in the world and all of these like market costs. Okay. That being said, okay, before I show you the video with this, Dave, we've been banging it over people's head, and it's like how not everyone got this yet. It just blows my mind.
The reason that we're banging it over your head and on it because the questions that people ask and the knowledge that they're asking for is right there. We're giving it to you, and then we're even providing updates bi-monthly, so you stay current with everything. And the information that we're doing, I mean, the updates of what, $2 a month. I mean, it's a nominal fee just just for the cost of the page being up. Our products are the magazines and the other books and stuff like that. And that's how we generate income. And we have to pay people like our graphic designers and our proofers and all the other, people that are here.
Understand the correlation. Do you like that vocabulary, Dave? Correlation. The correlation between world events that we're talking to and how all of this comes into play. All right.
Yeah.
This is talking about the straight of.
Play the video of the geniuses.
Okay, here we go.
What do you mean that breaks everything?
Well, now you can't freeze the bank account when it's crypto.
That undermines the petrodollar.
This tells me that they're thinking a step ahead.
Guess what? They're going to be like, look, you guys in the U.S. are all about crypto now. Why not just pay us in crypto? Why are you not doing that? So I'm telling you that you have to respect a vicious, nasty, divisive, creative, critical thinking enemy. And these guys, they're doing, by the way, even marketing, they've done such a good job. Mm-hmm. Even propaganda, they've done such a good job.
All right, Dave.
They've done such a good job with propaganda because they've been at the American public, specifically aimed at conservatives. Gotta be 40, 50 years. I mean, they've been working on us for a long time. Don't trust anything. You can't trust the banks. You can't trust the neighborhood bodega. You can't trust your mother. You can't trust your father. You can't trust yourself. Only believe what we tell you.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
with
crazy.
the Strait of Hormuz, the Iranians saying we're going to have a toll, $1 per barrel of oil. I checked the numbers. This is about or whatever. It's good if they do this. Is like $20 million, $21 million a day.
Yeah, but now Trump has his eye on doing a co-toll. So in other words, the toll would be split, or there's some percentage for the United States and Iran. Or if other nations are involved, then it's split all around, and they would use the USDC. It doesn't matter what the Iranians say they want. That don't matter.
Okay, right. And this is why this understanding of this crypto thing, and this is not, guys, we're talking about a $20 ebook and updates for $2. We were in the forefront of education. I know there's other people, but the stable coins, Dave, correct, are tied in with the dollar and moves in lockstep with it.
That's
correct?
right. In other words, USDC is pegged to the US dollar. In other words, it's a dollar. And the reason it's pegged is because they have to maintain an equal amount of cash or cash-like liquid assets. So they have to have cash so that anytime somebody wants to redeem one USDC coin for a US dollar, it's available. And that's how the US dollar maintains its value through cryptocurrency.
Okay, so guys, I can't even say this enough. Just go to George Magazine and just get it and read it and just understand it, because this whole thing is changing, and it relates directly to world events that we're talking about. Okay,
Right.
I feel a little better. By the way, if you are here, even if you watch, I don't even know if it changes. Well, it couldn't change. Who knows? Anyway, while you're here, in the comments, press 1 or type in 1, enter, or 2 enter. You'll have your you'll be weighted and you'll see a change.
Your vote will be cast, because it's a great question. Should states be required to use federal databases to verify voter citizenship? Yes or no, leave it up to the states.
Oh, yeah. That's a good. Okay, that's a good. This is the first time we had one there. All right, Dave. Okay, this next story here is another person that's just irking me, because I want. This is one of those things I want to shout into the screen here. Anyway, here we go.
Okay.
All right. From the Dispatch, Schumer.
Oh, this guy.
Schumer calls Trump a military moron. What in the world? And says U.S. is worse off now than when the Iran war started. Okay, this one annoys me so much because it's like, oh, you know what, Dave? Okay, let me brag on you for a second, okay? Dave, no, seriously, Dave was a New York Golden Gloves champion. Okay. Sub novice. Is that like
no, it's a different category.
Yeah, but you're the champion, though. So anyway. All right. I'm a big boxing fan. Okay. The rule that I learned, and I'm not a judge, I don't box, I don't do anything, but the rule is when you're watching a boxing match, and this is what Max Kellerman said, the way you watch it is like, who would you rather be? That's how you know who's winning. Basically, like, who would you rather be? This guy or this guy? With this war, who would you rather be right now? America or Iran, that has no navy or decimated navy, no airspace thing.
Right.
And then this guy Schumer is calling Trump a military moron?
Well, play the video so the folks can really get upset about this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is piss me off day. Okay, here we go.
This war has made us worse off today than before it started. The war made us worse in terms of control of the Strait of Hormuz. The war made us worse in terms of the strength of the Iranian regime. The war made us worse in terms of high gas prices. The war made us worse because Iran's nuclear ambitions have been unchecked. And the war made us worse because American credibility is down the drain.
Okay, so everybody has to hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right. So, all right. Their bone of contention is that Iran wasn't attacking us. So what? The Navy is at the bottom of the sea. Their Navy wasn't attacking us. So what? You blew up all their missiles. They weren't firing missiles at us. That's their whole bone of contention. Oh, so we're worried about the Strait now? The Strait was fine. The Democrats are like they're like 8-year-olds. Okay, so all they're worried about is, oh, what's in my lunchbox right now? What's in my lunch? What do I have right now? And the president, listen, dummies, but 2 years from now, they're going to be firing a rocket up your ass, and then you'll understand why we had to do what we did. Excuse my language, but that's the extent of it. It's if whatever Trump does, these people have to hate. It's like automatic. You can't win elections like that. They can't govern. How can you govern? These people don't have a plan. They got nothing. They got no policies. Their only policy is whatever Trump does, be against it. Like Groucho Marx in I think it was A Day at the Races. I'm against it.
All right. Remember when Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, did that famous post? She was complaining about this harassment coming from foreign entities, and they're doing it by bots. We played it before. This Iranian propaganda machine with their bots is what has been attacking us. So when someone says, oh, they left me alone, we are getting truth out. The Dispatch were telling people when to vote. Have you ever heard even once, any of these nihilistic so-called MAGA influencers saying, guys, you're not going to believe this, 2 weeks, vote early. Vote early. It's a big election. We got to do this. Never. But we do this, and you heard, regardless of what a person thinks, Alexis Wilkins, if you heard what she was saying, how she was relentlessly attacked, and she's saying this is orchestrated because nobody can share it fast enough. It's as soon as someone says something negative,
not organic.
They come behind it with their bot army. That, by the way, is from Iran. So when we're talking about this, you cannot say, oh, they never harmed us. You know how much they harmed us here at George Magazine? And the other thing about it makes you wonder, because all these other people that are supporting that, they say something negative to us, and then the bots come behind them. And then that's why we don't go on it anymore.
Yeah, the bots come behind and mimic
whatever,
whatever they say. I mean, it's really it's a shame because it could be a really great platform, but it's just everything is rage posts and propaganda.
And again, the administration through the press secretary says again, X is not real world. X is not real world. All right. I got chill. All right, we got one more
story. The reason that X is in real world is because when we step away from our phones or our laptops or whatever, and you're at the supermarket or you see a friend or you see a neighbor that really is not political, they don't know anything about this.
Yeah,
they have no clue. They'll tell you all about what's happening on, Housewives of Indiana. They know all about that, but
listen, I agree, and we talk about this all the time. People are wanting to go back to normal life. They're going into the baseball games. We follow baseball. We love this, and it's great because we are talking about, because it concerns us all, talking about politics and the elections. But look at the Dispatch. It's giving you updates, people updates on where to vote. No one's knowing about this. Really, no one's talking about it. All right.
All right, let me just say one more thing while everybody's in here. If you're interested in buying copper, okay, if you're interested in buying copper because of what we talked about yesterday with the AI data centers and so on, where they're going to, within the data center, they're moving away from copper and they're going to optic fiber. But what that means is that the cap of how many servers and so on is now off. And that means that's going to require a lot of additional copper wiring outside of the data centers. It's a huge boom for copper, and copper has been undermined for decades.
Right.
But
go ahead.
These crooks at these gold and silver places, right? They're selling 1 ounce copper coins for like $7.59. When 1 ounce of copper on the spot price of 1 ounce of copper is 35 cents. 35 cents. So if you buy a 1 ounce copper coin, you're never going to make that money. Copper would have to forget about it. It's never going to get there.
Right.
Not in your lifetime, anyway. What you got to do is you buy copper ETFs, and we're going to be looking at some of them, and we'll do the pros and cons on some of them in a future article or update, and then you could go from there and decide what you want to do. But that's the way you have to go.
And a reminder,
coins, it's a loser right now.
Reminder, we don't have a precious metal sponsor.
Yeah,
we're giving the information. All right.
Right. And we're not looking for send us $35 and we'll keep fighting for you.
All right. Dave, we have one more story here, and oddly, this is one of the most important ones. Here we go. Okay, this was updated even since we went and did the dispatch this morning.
Yeah.
Iran threatens to end the ceasefire over Hezbollah's exclusion from truce deal. Oh my goodness, look at me. All right. So my English is very good, by the way. All right.
Yeah.
Truce.
For an American, your English is very good. Shocking.
All right. I gotta go. Right. Let me concentrate. Okay. So what's going on is there's a truce, said it properly, but Lebanon got bombed by Israel. Okay.
Yeah. Now Israel retaliated because when immediately there was a ceasefire, right? And almost immediately Hezbollah out of southern Lebanon started bombing Israel. No one's talking about that.
Okay. All right. I know she's a reporter. I'm not getting on a case about this.
Right.
Look at this.
They do this shtick.
Yeah. Like this, like, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go.
Ceasefire is not necessarily the word that comes to mind when looking at these scenes of violence and chaos from the streets of Lebanon today as a result of the most intense series of Israeli strikes since the beginning of the war. We saw piles of charred cars at major intersections, mountains of rubble clogging the roads, entire apartment blocks razed to the ground, panicked residents running through the streets trying to figure out where the different booms and thuds of airstrikes were coming from.
All right. Now let's just say this right up front. These are not random bombings. They're not just dropping bombs all over the place. They know where Hezbollah leadership is, and that's what they're going after. Correct, Gene?
Yes, and the other thing we said about this. Remember the reports. Okay, fine. I didn't double check what it was, but when Trump says he's going to bomb the what is it, the power plants and everything, there were reports. Okay, I did not check it. Reports of women and children like holding hands surrounding it. Like basically
with that. It was all over the place.
Okay.
And no one was saying, oh, these are war crimes. If something happens, that's terrible. That's terrible. They shouldn't do that. No, they didn't say anything about it.
Now, you realize that we have bases in that area. Have you ever heard of anyone, Trump or whatever, oh, they're targeting the base. get your family and move them closer to this. So this this story continues on with this article here, and this is not ours, but here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Netanyahu, no ceasefire in Lebanon as Israel plans to begin direct talks. So what's happening right now
Yes.
is that the Israelis and the Lebanese governments are now going to communicate to get rid of Hezbollah. That
Right.
is what is that's what's going to happen. You know what it's like, Gene? It's like, okay, like you have Mexico, right? And you have the cartels. The cartels are sending drugs into the country constantly, the fentanyl, all this other stuff. Americans are dying from drug abuse and from the drugs being spiked basically with certain chemicals. And then like little paramilitary units are on our border firing at our border patrol agents from these cartels.
Right.
And the Mexican government and the cartels are all intertwined. At some point, we're going to have to do something about that.
And as a reminder, because George Magazine was in the forefront of this, we talked long ago about the Nigerians, the Christians in Nigeria.
Right.
These Christians are being killed. George Magazine posted, published this almost 2 years ago. Trump comes back in office and he says, enough. Fix it or we're going to fix it. So you guys remember, bombing is good in this case because they're killing Christians. So Trump says, fix it or we will fix it.
Right.
Because they're killing Christians. Of course, everyone forgets about this. Trump sent in people there to take care of business.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Right.
All right.
And then two quick points. On top of that, you have to remember there has been no president that has done more for Christians in the United States and worldwide than President Trump. Okay, remember the Johnson Amendment that prohibited pastors and preachers from speaking about politics from the pulpit? Right, he got that squashed. There's so many things, and yet you have people out there saying, we think Trump might be the Antichrist. I mean, it's so dumb because the Bible's, the only way they know about the Antichrist is from the Bible. And the Bible certainly doesn't paint a picture that the Antichrist is for Christians. He's not helping Christians. That's for certain.
Again, this was brought out in George Magazine 2 years ago. 2 years ago. All right.
Yep.
Dave Blaze.
Wait, one more thing, Gene. And then, look, Mexico with these cartels at some point is going to have to, they're going to have to come to the table and have a meeting of the minds here, because we're not going to get the Venezuela situation in hand. And then we got the Colombia situation in hand. Cuba is on the horizon. And then we're not going to just let the cartels operate out of Mexico. I mean, that's not going to happen. So at some point, that's going to have to be cleaned up.
Well, very good. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. We had
we have the thing with the haircut. Anna Wintour.
Oh, we were on.
Show the little thing with Anna Wintour. You know you have it there. He wants to avoid this. You'll find out why in like 2 minutes.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Anna Wintour recently shared her views on Melania Trump's sense of style in an interview for American Vogue, contrasting it with her appreciation for former First Lady Michelle Obama's fashion. Wintour remarked that while men have traditionally adhered to the motto of dress for the job you want, women's fashion identity is less straightforward. I don't think wearing a power suit to the office is in any way necessary, she stated, referencing Melania's distinctive style during her tenure as First Lady.
All right. I had
no disrespect to Anna Wintour. What is with that haircut? She has this hair. You know what that haircut looks like? That looks like the haircut that you would get from like a haircutting school, right? like that's on the outside of town, and they have a sign that says Rome, Paris, Hoboken. You know?
Dave, I had that same haircut when I was in 5th grade.
Yeah,
Like,
you
seriously.
go to that's where you get your hair cut, isn't it?
I cut my own hair. I do this. I'm not joking you.
It shows. It shows. It shows. You should get a haircut. You know what they do down in winter? To give you that haircut, I think they fold her face in half and then they kind of clip around the edges. And that woman's making fun of Melania. And these people are insane. Why would she even open up her trap about Melania?
This is good. All right.
It's bizarre. It's all bizarre.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Today is Thursday. We have one more show tomorrow. Please, if you guys
and
can.
our poll's going to be, should Gene get a haircut?
Hey, this adds another job that I'm going to have to do in the morning, right? I got to figure out the poll question or what?
Should Gene get a haircut? And not just like little split ends like he does. You know, he goes out and he buys these special cuticle scissors. You got to see this. Like from some medical supply. It's so funny. And he sits there and he's like very percent. Oh, I don't want to take off too much. I don't want. Just the split end. You guys have no idea what I go through.
Did you ever have a hangnail? Oh God.
Yeah, there he goes. You should have
seen
him get a splinter out one day. That was another fiasco.
Hey, really quick, while we oh my goodness, I'm getting roasted. Getting roasted here. First of all, thank you very much. If you can, all right, the dispatch that you guys signed up for, everyone's doing it, gets it. Click on them and please share some of these things. This is what America needs right now. It really does. It talks about voting and the civil reports, all that stuff. Okay.
It's great.
Thank you, guys.
It's great. You guys are great.
All right.
We always have a good time with you all.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.